Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Friday afternoon. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to be reviewing the CBSI Hot 10 list. This comes out every Friday afternoon. And let's take a look at it. There's some interesting books on here. I've got actually a couple of the books that are on this list in hand that I'm going to show as well. So let's take a look. Let's jump into it here. Again, this is comicbookinvest.com is the website, CBSI. It's a pretty good collection of books that are on the move, eBay, things like that are selling pretty well in the past week. All right, so let's move to the honorable mentions first. Manhunt number 6. Again, the typical old book that has a recent sale. That's crazy. This is a 7.5, just sold for $3,100. Previous one sold last February, or this February rather, for $1,300. So that's a huge jump. It's a pretty cool cover. I like a yellow cover. I can see why it's appealing. You got a bound female. That always adds some interest to a lot of collectors. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool looking cover. I love the yellow on it. So I can see why people would be crazy for this cover. It's old. It's golden age. Just an interesting looking book. And for collectors that have everything, that have all the keys, modern keys, Silver Age keys maybe. This is one that is certainly more affordable than trying to buy Action Comics #1. So, I could see why people would pay money, but man, that's a huge jump. $1,300 to $3,100 for a half a point grade bump. So the guy at 7.0 feels pretty good about his purchase in February. The other honorable mention is Injustice, Gods Among Us #1. Cool looking cover. Looks like it's around a $30 to $35 book right now. An animated movie announcement made this one move this week. This was a book that was around $10, quite a bit. So cool looking cover. I never got into that. I know that was something that a lot of people were collecting not too long ago, but I didn't ever grab any of those copies. Number 10 is Wool #1. Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray. I guess this came out 5-6 years ago when it was optioned. Looks like it's in the news again. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be optioned. $2 book now selling at $20 to $30. Not anything I would chase. Certainly wouldn't chase it. It looks like it's going to be a show on Apple TV. I kind of agree with Ben here. The prospect doesn't really wow me. So yeah, I mean, if I saw that, maybe if I happened to upon it in a LCS, which I never go to LCSs anymore, if I happened upon it for $2-3, yeah, I'd pick it up and I would put it on eBay and sell it. So I don't think I would pay $20 to $30 for that right now. Number 9 is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season 10, issues 21 through 30. I don't know why this book's on here, but there's people that collect this series from Dark Horse. Looks like it was starting around $10, and now it's selling around $35 range. Yeah, that could be one of those that you could easily find at an LCS in a back issue bin. And, there's a lot of comic book shops where a lot of collectors aren't going to be interested in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but somebody is. Somebody's buying it, probably on eBay. So Manny, the comic collector, will probably find that this weekend, and he'll put it up on eBay and sell it. That's what I would do. Number 8 is New Avengers #40, the second print. It is a cool looking cover. I do have the original, the first print of this, probably in my collection. I think I collected that entire Bendis run of New Avengers, which there was a lot of good keys in that run. But yeah, the second print, I would have never bought that second print. Back then, second prints were not a hot thing. They are now, obviously. So this would be one that, yeah, I would look back issue bins for it. Maybe you can find it cheap. But yeah, it's not cheap right now. On eBay, it looks like It looks like this was already an $80 to $100 book. It's bumped up now to $175 to $200 raw. Holy crap, that is an expensive book for a second print. I guess this is the first appearance of the Scroll Queen, I guess. Is that what it is? Okay. So maybe you have the A cover of the first print like I do. It might be worth pulling that out as well, dusting that off, since there's movie news that's probably moving it right now. Next one is number seven rather, is Mech Cadet U, number one. Greg Pak, he was on Incredible Hulk for a while, Invincible Hulk. I think he's a decent writer. And, if you're into anime, this is an anime-style comic book. I think this was a Boom Studios book back in the day. I think this is at least 3 or 4 years old. They just announced that a Netflix animated movie is coming in 2023, so a $10 to $15 book, now jumping up to $30 to $40. This was a book I looked at buying at one point. I never did pull the trigger. There were a couple different variants for this as well, so I think that's the regular A cover. I believe there is a variant, and even maybe a store variant or two, so you may want to look for that. That might be one to grab. I don't know, maybe there'll be some more heat when it actually comes out on Netflix, but Ben's advice is sell this if you have it and buy it back in 6 months when everyone forgets about it. Yes, I think that is very accurate advice. So remember, if the book is showing up on this list, this could be the peak. Not always, but a lot of times this could be the peak in prices right now. So just be very careful buying anything on this list right now. Number 6 is Thor. Number 5, the J. Scott Campbell variant. I believe I have this book in my collection, which is nice. I'm not a J. Scott Campbell fan. I don't really think his artwork is all that fantastic. That's my opinion. So I don't know why I have it in my collection. I think I maybe just bought a couple of different issues, and I don't know. I have no idea why I bought this, but it is in my collection. Selling in the $50 to $60 range right now. Lady Loki, I guess that's her first appearance, is in that book. So any of you that have that book, this might be a time to look for it. I might put my copy on eBay and sell it. I don't know. I'd like to use that money for something else. Number 5 is a book that I have in my collection. I just got it in the mail today, so talk about timing. Joker number 2, the second print, Trevor Hairsine 1 in 25 variant. Of course, black and white cover. Yeah, here's my copy. I just got it literally in the mail today. It's in perfect shape, really nice condition. I paid $60 for the book. I did get another one at Midtown for $45, so I will have 2 copies of this book. I don't have my Midtown copy yet. A little pricey, $60, but there were people asking way more than that on eBay earlier when this first was announced, so I didn't feel like it was too expensive of a price. And right now, according to CBSI, selling in the $60 to $70 range, which is pretty much where I bought it. So it's not, I haven't really made money on this book yet, obviously, but it's a key book. Every year there's a couple key books that come out with an important first appearance, and I believe Joker number 2 is one of those books. I'm not saying that it's the best book to get this year, but so far it's one of the better key appearances. So I like it. Obviously, I have the original 1 in 50. I've got 2 copies of the 1 in 50. I had 3. I sold 1 for a pretty good profit. So I guess it just depends on how early you were on these. If you got them early, you got a good price on them. I know Ben doesn't care for this cover that much, but I like it. I think it looks cool, and I like having a different take on that cover. So far it seems to be a popular book at the moment. I mean, the 1 in 50 is selling easily at $275 to $300 all day long on eBay right now. So number 4 is OBE. Number 1, Out of Body Experience. I believe I pre-ordered this way in advance through DCBS service, so I believe I'll have that one and also the incentive cover I believe there was an incentive cover or some type of, maybe it was a store exclusive, I can't remember. But I do have a couple copies of that coming. Looks like it's selling around $25 to $30 already. Pretty nice appreciation from a $3.99, $4.99 book. Number 3 on the list is a oldie but goodie, Werewolf by Night, number 32, first appearance of Moon Knight. It's definitely a fantastic book. I would love to have that in my collection, but at these prices right now, and I usually want to own like a 9.0 or higher. So just to give you a little idea, a 9.2 just sold for $7,500, which is quite a bit of money. A 6.5 just sold for $3,100, and a 4.0 just sold for $1,500. So yeah, probably 2-3 years ago, I was looking at this book, and I was looking at 8.0s, 8.5s, right around that 2,000 to 3,000 mark. And so obviously I should have bought it, because I'm sure those are going for way more now. Yeah, I mean, if you got a 9.0 or higher in this book, that is super, super high grade. This book is notoriously found with spine ticks and all kinds of problems. So I rarely ever see this without spine ticks. So if you have it, pat yourself on the back. Not too many people do. The prices are going absolutely crazy, though. He will show up in the Marvel Universe at some point. It's just a matter of when. I mean, that's been priced into this book for a long time, so it just keeps going higher. Supply and demand. What are you gonna do? All right, the number 2 is Red Room number 1, the Peach Momoko 1 in 20 variant. Midtown had it for $67. I had it in my cart for a few minutes, and then I thought, what the hell am I doing? I don't need this. So I took it out of my cart. I'm kind of glad I did. It's still selling in that range. There were a couple copies asking $80 or more on eBay. I haven't checked recently, but I don't know. If this series takes off, I could see it getting some strength from here. But if it doesn't take off in a couple months, the price of this book's probably going to fall. I mean, probably down to that 1 in 20 range, right? So $25, $30 book. So I'd be real careful on buying that right now. I mean, it could go either way. I would be very cautious on buying that at this price. So number 1 is X-Men number 130. This is an awesome book. First appearance of Dazzler. I think it's also the second appearance of Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost. I know their first appearance was 129. I have both those books, and I've got my copy here. This is the direct copy edition. So the one shown is also a direct copy edition. My copy is in spectacular shape. I would be as bold as to say this is potentially a 9.6, maybe even a 9.8. It's that good. I bought this last year. I think I paid around $100 last year. And I mean, you can look at this real closely. There's nothing wrong. This book is, I mean, I hate to say anything's a 9.8. I just think 9.8s are kind of unicorns these days. But I mean, this one is so clean. I think it's easily a 9.6, but there you go, guys. A 9.8 just sold for $2,500. A 9.6 sold for $800-ish, and a 9.4 for $700. I'm glad I have this book in my collection. It's definitely that X-Men run of Claremont and Byrne, highly collected today. So if you find it, buy it. If you can get a high grade, even better. So that's one I would highly recommend. All right, guys, that's all I had for you today. There's your review of your Hot 10 list from CBSI. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the video, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys later. Thanks.